What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 1 KO in the Chicago colorway. First off, I want to give a huge shout out over to The Closet Inc. For all my Canadian viewers out there, The Closet Inc. is an independently owned and operated sneaker boutique located right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. And for me, they're my go-to spot for Air Jordan retros and Nike sneakers. And recently they've launched their store app, which is available through the iTunes store or for Android as well. And at the time that I'm filming this, for releases such as this one, they'll be released through a raffle on the app, so be sure to download that app to be able to join any upcoming raffles, including this pair. So the official release date for these AJKOs is May 12th, and they drop for a price of $140 US or 180 Canadian. The official colorway for this shoe is white, black, and university red, and this marks the return of the Chicago AJKO for the first time since 2014. So for those that aren't aware of what the Air Jordan KO is, essentially it's a variant model of the original Air Jordan 1. It's said to have released back in 1985, shortly after the original release of the Jordan 1, but the majority of the pairs were produced in 1986. This was sort of considered a takedown version of the Air Jordan 1, and both the materials and the design of the shoe itself were slightly tweaked. And in fact, the nickname of the shoe, while it's not exactly clear, Nike hasn't officially come out and said what it stands for, but it's speculated that AJKO stands for Air Jordan Knockout, or a lot of people are saying that it stands for Air Jordan Knockoff because of the fact that, again, it's sort of like a takedown version of the classic Jordan 1. So first off, here's a quick look at the box, and this comes in this orange Nike box, which differs from your normal Jordan 1 in that those boxes are done in black with red accents. So I was trying to do research online to see what original AJKO boxes look like, and I think they look similar to this, except they were a bit more red, whereas this one is more orange. As for the shoes, so the majority of this pair is constructed out of canvas. As we take a deep dive into the toe box, so here we have this white colored canvas, and then surrounding the outer edge of the toe box, we have this nice tapered shape, and it's surrounded by university red colored canvas with this thick piping around the edges. On the sides of the toe box, we have this large overlay, and for the eyelets of the shoe, these are done in circular fashion in this metallic finish. Beneath this, on the mid panel of both sides of the sneaker, we have more of this white colored canvas, and then stitched on top of this, we have the Nike swoosh, which is constructed out of a very soft black colored leather. If you compare this 2021 version to the 2014 version, you'll notice that the swooshes are a little bit different, and I think Nike tweaked the look of the 2021 pair to make it look closer to the OGs, giving it more of this curved and sloped look. Surrounding the top of the shoe, we have the side wing, which is constructed out of a smooth red leather, and on the lateral side only, we have this wings logo, but instead of the traditional Air Jordan branding, for this pair it reads AJKO. And unlike your normal Jordan 1, these side wings are actually detached, and if you move them back, you'll see that the layer underneath is constructed out of this smooth black leather. On the back end of the shoe, the bottom is covered in canvas, and we have this overlay of this red leather above this, and running down the center, we have this heel pull tab constructed out of white canvas. For the laces, these come standard with these flat black colored laces, but if you're not feeling the look of the black laces, they also give you a secondary pair of red laces and a third pair of white laces as well. Underneath this, we have this really retro looking thin tongue, which to me really screams 1980s. And at the very top, we have this white tag with Nike branding in red. The inner collar of the shoe is very well padded, especially around this top portion. And stamped on the medial edge, we have the size, so size 10, the production date, and then XC, which I believe is the factory code. For the insoles, these come with a very well padded, very thick polyurethane insole. And on the heel, we have Nike branding stamped on in red. So the upper of the AJKO sits atop this midsole and outsole, which is taken directly from the Nike Vandal. The Nike Vandal is another basketball shoe from the 1980s, and in this case, the midsole is done in this slightly vintage looking off-white color. And unlike your normal Air Jordan 1, to my knowledge at least, the AJKO does not incorporate Nike Air technology within the sneaker, so that means the majority of the comfort is coming from the polyurethane insole. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your outsole, which again is taken from the Nike Vandal. This is entirely constructed out of this red colored rubber. We have this circular traction pattern on both the forefoot and the back heel, and in the middle we have this Nike branding. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, how do these fit? And generally speaking, I feel like these fit the same as your Air Jordan 1s. So for me, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I wear between a 10 or a 10.5 in my Jordan 1s, depending on the year of the release, the colorway, and the specific model. So for this pair, I didn't know any better, so I got these in a size 10. And overall, I feel like they fit me pretty well, except there's a little bit of pinching around this forefoot area, but I feel like for the majority of you, I would stick true to size. But if you have really, really wide feet and you normally go up a half size for your Jordan 1s, then I do the same for this pair. In terms of the comfort on this shoe, so again, this feels pretty much like your Air Jordan 1, even though I believe there's no Nike Air technology within the midsole. I think the really thick polyurethane insole compensates for this, so generally speaking, it's gonna feel more or less like your normal Jordan 1, in that it's pretty stable, pretty low to the ground, and there's not too much from a softness and step-in comfort perspective. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and craftsmanship, all in all, I was pretty impressed. I really liked the canvas they used, and I felt like the leather on the swoosh was really nice. But the one exception was the red leather used on this wing area and the black layer underneath. Both of these parts, they felt pretty plasticky and pretty synthetic. But from an overall craftsmanship and build, I was pretty happy. My pair had pretty much no flaws, so a pretty solid job from Nike. With all that being said now, let's lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. Since I started collecting shoes back in the mid-2000s, the AJKO has dropped a few times already. And if I'm being completely honest with you, it's never been a silhouette that I've really loved. To me, it really reminds me of like an imitation Air Jordan 1. And since I have a pair of the Chicago 1s already, this one seems more or less like a consolation prize. In its own right, it's still a very clean sneaker. And this being a Chicago colorway, safe to say it's gonna be very clean on feet. But I definitely do prefer leather over canvas. I feel like these will get really dirty over time pretty easily, and I can already envision the dirt and the stains on the back heel really clearly. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this AJKO in the Chicago colorway. For those that tried to pick this pair up, were you guys able to, or did you take an L, or did you pass on this whole model altogether? If you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at AJKO8, check out my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. Before I end this video, another huge shout out goes out to The Closet Inc. So for all my Canadian viewers, be sure to check them out, download their app, links are down below. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys all in my next review.